Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Never.
No. No way. Wait, no.
This ain't going long.
Oh, my God.
Told y'all. Told y'all.
Yo, he practices to score a punch, not take a punch.
Bro, Adam, what are you doing?
It's going down.
Yo, set him up.
You set him up.
No, I didn't.
You didn't get this
Check
moment.
this out.
It was
This out. This
It
all
was
going
at
to
this
the bro.
moment.
Adam's fine. Oh, my God.
Got him swing back.
I hated seeing that, and like that, I think the fights were great. I think the main event was. Can I be honest with you guys though? Jason tried. It's Adam. Adam didn't want to punch. It's that simple, guys. I don't know if we put something in the contract, but guys, throwing it, I can't control that. You know, we can't control that. We're all thinking Adam's gonna at least try. You know, it's a little bit upsetting, but at the end of the day, Adam still helped me make a really good event. You know, guys, I'm telling you, Adam could have won that fight. Adam could have won that fight, bro. I already see what I was saying. Guys, you guys were not happy with the main event the way it went, right? Adam didn't throw a punch. I spoke with Adam about it, and I said, Adam, you didn't throw a punch. And honestly, Rainbet was really upset. And Rainbet they were like, yo, is there anything in this contract, in the clause where, you know, we can, because there is something in the contract that does state if you don't try and you don't give it your all, you lose some of your purse. So, you know, that was a conversation we had and we spoke about it. Because, truth be told, if you go in the ring and you don't really do what everyone's expect you to do and try, there's a lot of problems, you know? But the one thing I did say was, you know, we don't want to look sweet and we don't want to just basically, we got to make examples out of them, you know? So, it is what it is.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV. UPTV, make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in on the CEO of the No Puncher podcast once again. As Pathetic22, we saw what happened in the ring this past weekend, but now we're going to make this a more educational conversation about contract situations and obligations and just having overall boxing knowledge and history lessons with this as well, as we seen the fight go down this weekend right here. But I want to bring more clarity to how terrible, lackluster, and underwhelming this performance was for somebody who has talked how he has talked, raised their voice, tried to insert themselves in physical activity, and when we saw the fight, he had none. Now, there's a high possibility that he will not be boxing anymore. He got up in there, seen he wasn't cut for it. He's trying to make it about the weight and things of that nature. As I seen this stuff come down the timeline, I had to click it and see what type of excuse he had for not throwing one single punch at all. The fight only lasted a minute and some change, but man, was it a shame. And if you have a son, it'll be bad for him to have the same last name. Just keeping it all the way 100. But with this neither there nor there, let's talk about the sport. Let's talk about the physicalness of the activity of boxing, to where you can see he's never thrown a real punch in any type of combat at all. Not even probably slap box before. The coordination was off. The way that he managed his stance and his movement with his weight right there, he looked like a 70-year-old man. Now, with that being said right here, the rain bet conversation. They had a situation where they're like, hey, he didn't put on a proper performance right there. And I want to show y'all how bad and terrible this can look while they would have a situation like Aiden Ross is saying right there, where they didn't want to pay, because they probably looked this up themselves, y'all. The shortest boxing match in history is 1.5 seconds. The two guys went to the middle of the ring, pretty much got a quick square off up, and then the guy got knocked out. But guess what? He threw one punch. How you don't even throw one? The shortest fight in boxing history is 1.5 seconds. That guy still got one punch off. You didn't even get that off. Oh my God, that's a double loss. Now, Rainbet looking like they feel like they got finessed out of a check. That's how they feeling. They like, hey man, we ain't liking this type of dealing, because it seemed like he was revealing that he took a dive, but they didn't know that he really that pathetic on the inside. As Pathetic22 right there, Adam22, the CEO of the No Puncher podcast, they almost didn't give it to him. They gave him the front end. They gave him one part. They debated and waited and talked to Aiden Ross, and Aiden Ross vouched for him that, hey, they wasn't going to pay him. They wasn't gonna give him his scratch. They was gonna say, hey, you didn't provide what we needed for that match. The fans are complaining because now you're hurting our reputation on these type of situations because of the simple fact, without you punching, our supporters, our viewers, our subscribers, the people that feel like the most important thing in your platform is your viewership, your supporters. This the main event. And if our main event go to a point where the people feel like we playing games and playing on these type of things, they gonna say, we ain't gonna watch the next one. So they like, hold on, we gotta make an example. And we got to show him that we run the show. And him not throwing punches is not the way it's gonna go. But guess what happened? Aiden Ross vouched for him. Well, nah, at the same time, even though he didn't fight, even though he didn't punch, even though Jason Love ate his wife and his lunch, we have to pay him because he promoted it and he went hard at that. So he still held up his obligation because he did a lot to help them bring in viewers and eyes, and he had the name for the game and to make us some change. So they decided to fork it over and say, well, we'll go ahead and shoot him to him on your word. But do y'all think they gonna do business with Adam22 in the future? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I don't know. I don't think so. And if he would have been paid, that would have been the lowest of the low, because to me, he already can't go no lower. I mean, you went and humiliated yourself for a quick check. Academics came in the ring after the fight with some major disrespect.
I only got one question. Yo, Lena, was this nigga better in the ring or better in bed? Word two.
Better in bed. Better in bed.
Jason, you were...
But the thing was, it's like, when you set your bar down to the ground so low, it's like anything negative after that, nobody expects you to do something solid. Nobody expects you to do nothing, stand up and things like that. But if it would have been crazy, you got in there and got whooped and didn't even get your whole check, that would have been really different. That would have been like, oh, well, he can go lower than he already has. Because that's what the whole plan for him to get in this game, to put, you know, his lady on the pedestal for the boxing match. Had her out there with a little ring outfit on. You know, they on some different type of time. They like some Adams family mixed with the Osborns or something like that. I guess, I don't know, it's just weird. But hey, that's just a personal opinion, just me giving my opinion on this situation. Now, let's take it a little bit further here now with this. This is why I told y'all Adam22 couldn't see me on my worst day. People thought I was just talking. I said, bro, I've seen his coordination, I've seen his demonstration, and I've seen it on display when confrontation came his way. When the stuff happened with Almighty and Kelpie at the office, he got up and was finna run off. I said, oh, okay. Then when, what's homie name? King Peel got up on him. I saw the nervousness in his face, like, oh, you're not ready for that. Then he goes back and says, oh, I had the blick on me. I said, oh, no. You need to take the word blick out your mouth, op out your mouth, pull up, run and fade. You don't even deserve to talk like that if you can't throw a punch. Like, come on, dog. And this is the thing. This is not a street fight. This is inside the ring. Meaning you trained for this, you should know the basics. Like, let me just get a jab in, an uppercut or something like this, this, overhand right, overhand left, whatever. Like, it don't matter. Like, something. You didn't get nothing in. You couldn't even just throw that real quick. Like, what are we doing at this point in time right here? So I said, you don't even deserve to talk the same way that you talk, with that same type of tone. I said, Sauce Walker will whip him out, and you can watch Pico channel before that. And I said, if you ever touch Sauce Walker outside of the ring, I would have to get involved. I said the same thing with 4 Extra and other brothers he's disrespected, because I'm from the South. I don't like the verbiage. I don't like the tone where you're talking down to brothers. So if I see you taking advantage or talking crazy, I got to get in the way. It's just me in real life. Internet, whatever, boxing match, whatever. But that's just that. Now, with this right here, let's get back to the facts. I would whoop him out. Both of my little brothers would whoop him out. My little sister would probably whoop him out. She gonna throw a punch. My mama would whoop you out. She would throw a punch. My aunties would whoop you out. They'll throw a punch. All of my partners, they'll whoop you out. My whole neighborhood, they would whoop you out. Everybody around me and my family would whoop you in a squabble. It just is what it is, boy. You're down bad. I would have went on ahead, if it was me, beat reparations out of Adam. Just keeping it all the way 100. If we was in a boxing match now, y'all, that's all I'm saying. So I see that there's a conversation of possibly academics want to get in there with Lil Baby. No, Lil Baby's not going to do it. It doesn't benefit him at all. All he can do is lose. And Lil Baby's, you know, I've heard academics call Lil Baby slow and dumb and all this. You can say whatever you want to say about him. One thing he got is common sense and street smarts. And a dude that is street smart, he might not have the best book brains. And I don't know. I don't know what Lil Baby's educational level is, and it doesn't matter. Because he knows that his value and where it's at, he don't get no points for putting hands on academics. Let's keep it all the way 1,000, dog. Why lie about it? Academics wins no matter what happens. Even if he gets inside the ring, he gets championed for that. And if I get in the ring and I don't knock you out, I don't get glorified. And if I do knock you out, they gonna say, well, that's what you're supposed to do. This is the guy that's not like that. So that won't be happening as well. And we've seen academics display, if you turn your back inside of a boxing ring like Adam22 did, that's not the place for you, and combat is not your thing. It is what it is. And he's talking, well, I'll take half or whatever Lil Baby get. It's not happening. Ada Ross was talking about that Lil Baby agreed to it. He won't go through with it at all, and he should not go through with it at all, because there's nothing he gets out of the situation. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.